Guys, welcome back to Mad Duck RC. So I just want to do a quick little update here on my axial SCX10 Power Wagon. I got this back at the beginning of the year, and I like the truck. I loved the body. I'm really glad I got this version of the SCX10. But I wanted something to mirror my 1-to-1 truck, which is a 1997 Dodge Ram 1500 four-wheel drive. So I did a little looking around, couldn't really find anything until I saw a picture on Facebook, and I asked the guy where he got it, and he said, he gave me the name and part number, and I went to my local hobby store, Coleman RC Hobbies. If you're in the area, give Daniel a call, and he can hook you up with just about anything you need. But I gave him a call and I was like, hey, can you get this body for me? And he said, yeah, give me, I gave him a week and he had it. I picked it up Friday, got it all cut out and whatnot, and masked, and then painted it today. It's not this body, obviously, so we'll kind of throw that out of the way. And there it is. This is the Parma Dodge Ram 1500 extended cab version. They have a short cab version, or single cab version rather. It cuts off just kind of right behind the door here, so from here over is not there. It's just the door and then a little bit here of the cab and then the bed. So it's for the shorter wheelbases. It's not quite the short wheelbase that Axial uses, but it's also not quite the long wheelbase. It's longer than their short wheelbase, but shorter than their long wheelbase, which the Power Wagon is the 12.3 inch wheelbase, I believe. But it works. I like the look. It kind of has that mega truck buggy feel, if you are familiar with that. Which, if you see TTC trucks, top truck competition, or tough truck competition wheels, or not wheels, sorry, I got scatterbrained there for a moment. If you notice on some of the tough trucks that they use, sometimes you'll see the axle pull forward a little bit, or the rear axle's back a little bit, and that's kind of how this is. If you see here, it's not quite in line with the back or the front especially, but I like it. I like that. I did what I could with it. I'm gonna have to trim up the bumper a little bit on the front, and then the corners of the cabs I'm gonna have to trim them up. That one not so much, but this I'll have to. I may have to cut it back kind of far to get it to work. I want to try to keep the body as intact as possible, but I am gonna do a little bit more modifying to it, just to make it look more like my 1-to-1 Dodge Ram 1500, my daily driver. So since I wanted it to look like my daily driver, I wanted to mirror it as much as possible. Of course, it's not easy because I don't have the exact color, and here it looks blue, but it's got a very light shade of emerald green. It's kind of like it's a metallic, so it doesn't show up very well, and I put metallic gunmetal gray on top of it just to kind of help it pop a little bit, and then I used black paint. Specifically, I had bought a can of Lexan paint that was black, and the can didn't work. I'm going to take it, and I know how does a spray can not work? It's spray paint, but it's just sometimes cans, the nozzles don't want to spray, or the can may not be pressurized anymore like it's supposed to be. And in this case, it just wasn't pressurized like it needed to be. So I improvised and used Krylon Supermax black paint. It's holding really well, like really, really well. It hasn't chipped or anything. It covers super evenly. Sorry for the fingerprints. My son got a hold of it. But it looks good. It came out really well. There's some spots that got a little thin, and you can see that. In some spots, I just did not hit it enough, which I could just go back over it. I do want to let it dry, especially here on the end, on the bed. You can see there it's real clear still. I'm gonna go back over it when I get a chance. I do like the way it turned out, though. It turned out very, very well. Like I said, it's not the exact color. He didn't have an emerald green, and he didn't have any silver. He was out of the silver or chrome, so I used the charcoal gray for the grill also, whereas the grill on my truck is chrome. That's about the only thing left on it that's chrome. I hate chrome. Upside the Nerf bars on the sides, which I'm going to get rid of the stock plastic ones because this one over here will not stay on. Where the screw goes in right there is hollowed out. It just pops off the screw. So I'm going to get some metal ones made up, see if I can get them chromed or something. That'll be real tough. I did have the 2.2 mudslingers on here with the Power Wagon body, and it looked really good. But when I put this body on here, it didn't look the way I wanted. Sorry, putting the body back on. It didn't look the way I wanted, and it's the way I've got it sitting. The reason it sits up so high is because I've got the level 3 RC lift kit on it, which you can see right there. And I really wanted the lift kit to help lift it up a little bit. I know I probably could have done something else, and I know people will give me crap about it, but I don't care. It's, you know, it's my truck. I do what I want with it. But the even the 2.2 mudslingers, not the XLs, but just the mudslinger, the normal one, it was a little too big, and any little flex it would rub and it would try to catch on the body there, and that's another reason why I need to trim it down. I'm probably just going to round it off, probably about up here, and round it to about here, just so it gives it enough room. It gives the tire enough room for clearance, and it doesn't take away too much from the body. I did have, also with that Dodge Ram body, the Proline Ridgeline bumpers, front and rear, and because the Power Wagon does not come with bumpers, it doesn't have bumper mounts. So I went with Hot Racing. I really like the product. It's kind of hard to see. There you go, Hot Racing there. I got the rear one and the front one. That's just one of the small upgrades that I've done and will keep on doing. The next is Lynx. Sorry, autofocus there. Using my phone because my GoPro's dead. There we go. You see here I've got like this white rod, and I've got it Gorilla taped and zip tied to help hold it in place because these plastic links don't last very long. So I'm going to change those out for aluminum ones when I get a chance. I do have Integy steering, the knuckles, and the arm from the servo to the knuckle. This right here is level 3 RC. I don't like it personally because it's easy to bend, and that's just, I just don't like that. Still got some play in that, quite a bit actually. I don't like that. But anyways, I've got that, and then I've got STRC C-hubs, Traxxas 2056 servo out of my Summit, and then I run 3S on this, or at least I did because I didn't have any 2S at the time, and I fried the original stock axial 27 turn motor and an RC 4-wheel drive motor. I tried a brushless motor. It was a 3800 kV Castle. Didn't like it, so I put the Titan 550 out of an Emax in it, and it handles lipos very well. I mean, you can run the brushed E-Revo with lipos and not have any trouble. So that's why I went ahead and put that in there. It's very, very worn out. It needs to be cleaned, deep cleaned with motor cleaner from Cow RC. I got to get some, or some more rather. That's really about it. I did move my shock towers up here so I could put my lift kit here, because mounting where these were over here, trying to mount it to that, it would set the front end up just a touch higher than the back when on the same setting, and then trying to go down a setting where the shock would move up, it'd sit down a little too far and it would look funny. And so I did this and have not had any troubles out of it. It actually sits just the way I want it. It still sits up a little bit in the back, but a real truck does. It sits up a little bit in the back with no weight. I'm going to try to also flip the transmission around so I don't get as much torque twist. I got to figure out how to do that. I have not seen how to do that yet. I moved my ESC back here. I am going to be making a battery tray up front just so I can get rid of this and hopefully get the body a little bit lower. So I guess that's it. I moved the receiver back here and probably going to find another set of tires. These are the stock Ripsaws 1.9 that come on it. I did use some gunmetal gray to paint the rings here. You can't really tell. It is very hard to tell. But I painted just the rings gunmetal gray. I like the way it looks. It matches the body. I didn't give you a full look around on the body either. I'm so sorry about that. So let me go ahead and just move the rig out of the way. I'll take a look at the body. Sorry for the mess. This is not mine. So you got the Parma, Dodge. There is a Ram symbol there, but you can't see it because of the black, and I didn't think about that. But I went ahead and put it there anyways. On the back here is a little sticker. It's very, very hard to see. It says Laramie SLT. And then here, it's got the V8 Magnum, which is what my truck has in it. And my truck is the SLT Laramie. Ram 1500. It came with several extra stickers, depending on what you want to do, so I put a Dodge sticker up there. I don't have that on my truck, and I won't. It's just what I put up there. Once again, the grill and the headlights, I got the headlights there. I kind of custom cut those to fit accordingly because they were really long out through here and they would wrap around past the fender, and so it didn't look right. So I just trimmed them up kind of to what they are on my truck, as close as possible. These center pieces on the grill, the darker pieces, they look like a navy blue here. They're kind of like a dark gray mixed with a little bit of blue, trying to be black. I trimmed those up too to fit because they were too long. I got a Dodge symbol there, whereas on mine I don't have anything there, and on the tailgate I've got a white Decepticon symbol. And since I didn't have any one of those laying around, I just went with a stock Dodge symbol. I also trimmed the tail lights to fit because it was just this whole bulky piece that was not tall enough, but at the same time it was too wide. So I cut them, stuck them in there. I should have painted the bezels black. I could probably just paint them black on the outside and be done with it and not worry about it, which I'll probably do that. I'm going to put a license plate here. I'm also going to drill 3 holes like the real bumper has. My truck has a lot of rust, but I did not want to show that on this. I wanted to show what my truck would have looked like without the rust, since I obviously can't have that. So yeah, there's the new body, guys. This was supposed to be a quick video, but it's about 13.5 minutes, probably 14 by the time I'm done. Painting this was super easy. It was my very first body that I've ever painted, and painting this helps give me an idea on how to better paint it next time. I'm going to mask all the windows myself and really spend the time doing it how I want to do it, and not using the masks that come with it. Like the window mask you see here, this one was too short, so it painted some of the window. I'm going to have to figure out how to get that off. But I probably won't worry about it. I'm actually very happy with it. Other than having to trim it up a little bit more, it's not a big deal. And I will be, since the way it sits on the rig, the bumper mount actually sits just below this bumper here. It kind of makes it look like it's got a body lift. I said 14 minutes, I meant 15. Anyways, I'm going to cut out this center section here, just like it is on my truck, and put a winch and attach it to the frame like it is on my truck, just to give it that little bit more realism. Also, on mine, up under the hood here, all the way across, I've got a set of green LED strips, super bright LED strips, and I'm gonna do that on this one too. I'm just gonna put a green strip on it, hook it up to where wire it into where I can just hook it up to the lipo, and it'll kind of show through the body. It'll look really good. So that's it, guys. I guess we'll catch you later. Y'all have a good evening, and thanks for stopping by.